So this is a two-part episode of the best camera work from the three-body problem. And as I was watching this, I thought, this is a quiet series. There's almost no camera work going on, except that when they have the chance, they actually do some spectacular camera work. So the first technique we're looking at is tracking into a clean angle. And I just want to show you a shot, and then we'll analyze it afterwards. So she sits down here, and then we just keep tracking.
We know about the ship.
So she arrives pretty quickly, and then we just take the rest of the shot to arrive slowly into the ending keyframe. And as we do, the shot gets cleaner and cleaner and cleaner. So these shots here, you just get so much mileage because they can play for like 10, 20 seconds as we just get into a clean angle. And the shot is constantly evolving because it keeps getting cleaner and cleaner and cleaner.
We know about the ship.
All right, so now that we have that down, check out the big version of this. That is awesome. So check out how she turns around immediately, and then we actually take the rest of the shot to get around to what is now the new clean angle, which is right here. So the way you plan a shot like that is just that you know where you want to end up, and then you just start away from it, and then you just take like 10, 20 seconds to get to where you need to go. And here's another coming into a clean angle. Unfortunately, it's a little bit short, but imagine that there's like a straight line going down the middle of the scene, and they're folding in from the right, and we're folding in from the left, and we're all kind of joining each other on this line down the middle. It would actually have been nice to see the rest of the shot, but obviously they have a movie to edit. And then here's an even shorter one because it seems like they didn't use most of it in the edit, but you still have to imagine that the clean angle is looking straight up the stairs, completely symmetrically, and then the shot just starts away from that and spends a little bit of time tracking into the clean angle, and then obviously they just used 1 second of it here. Anyway, the next technique I like to look at is what I like to call flirting with the line. And this shot is from the Terminator. It's not from the three-body problem, but it's just the most perfect example I know. So notice that there's a line in the middle, and notice the feeling that we get as we're like crossing over that line. This has nothing to do with like the 180-degree rule. There's something in the shot that creates a line. And when we're flirting with it, it creates like this grinding feeling that like we're 10 times as aware of that line. So let's start out with a small one. Notice the lines that are like there's a line in the asphalt and then there's a line in the middle of the road. And just notice that when we start to get close to that line, we notice it much more clearly, and it's like that parallax sticks out. And here's a bigger version. There's a line going down there, and as we start crossing over that line, it's like you can hear the camera move. It's like it says, like right here. And it's palpable. And I promised there would be a big one, and here it is. Check it out. Are you ready? Flirting with a line. Doesn't get much better than this. Yeah! Somebody had a party in Previs for this. But that's just one hell of a shot. And the last technique we'll squeeze into this episode is what I like to call a pivot. And basically a pivot just is that you're countering around something. So for example, if the character in the background is walking and the one in the foreground is standing still, we kind of rotate the shot around something in the middle. And here's a really small version of that. There's a gap in the foreground, and basically we counter his movement by going in the opposite direction. And you can see, so we end up pivoting around the gap in the frame.
Anything happening with the Oxford 5?
But that's nothing. Check this one out. So we're rotating around the foreground to follow them in the background. I mean, this just looks incredible. So anyway, that's a couple of cool shots, and I'll see you in episode 2.